Hey guys, it's Robyn, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back and welcome if you're new, and happy New Year's Eve, probably when you're watching this. We are coming right up on 2025, and so that brings January. And so every month I like to do a video of just bars that I think are really well suited to melt in the month ahead. So this should give you some ideas on what you might want to throw into your melting basket, what you might want to warm this coming month, and just things that I think are well suited to the season in January. So all the bars we're talking about today are catalog bars, which means you can get them anytime, now, all through the month. And then there are going to be a couple honorable mention bars at the end that are currently available when this goes up, but are not like catalog bars. So there's going to be 10 bars that are going to be catalog bars, and then a couple bars that are just from the Bring Back My Bar collection that will be honorable mentions that I think would be really well suited to January as well. So for bars that I think would be well suited to January, I think of things that are winter friendly without being super holiday specific. So while we are past the holidays and all of the kind of very festive type scents, it is still winter in most of North America. So we are talking here like cozy scents, scents that are kind of like maybe a little bit fresher and cleaner, less heavy, but still very winter friendly and still very like kind of cuddly cozy. So that's kind of the thing I'm channeling here when I'm thinking of this basket. So the first one we have here is Winterberry Apple Tea. This is a classic catalog bar. This one has berries, it's got apples, it's got honeyed tea, and it is just such a great winter scent. This is exactly the right time of year for this bar. It's got a nice deep rich berry note. It's very sweet without being bakery. And it's just very wintry. There's a tiny background of warmth there without being spicy. Like there is a warmth, like a gentle spiced tea, but it isn't heavy and it's just so pleasant. This is a good one. It's nice for a good winter's day. So Winterberry Apple Tea is my first recommendation for January. The next one we have here is Polar Bear Hug. This is a beautiful scent. It is cuddly cozy in a bar. This one has blackberry jam. It's got all kinds of stuff in it, a little bit of musk. But this is one of those ones where you say blackberry jam and people are going to think, oh, it's bakery, or oh, it's very fruity, and it's a fresh category bar. This is a clean scent. It kind of smells like clothes that have been fresh out of the laundry, out of the dryer. It has a little bit of that berry note to it, but it's mostly like a clean, not quite powdery, but gently powdery, soft, smooth type scent. Very clean, cuddly, cozy, little kid in pajamas type scent. It's very lovely, perfect for bedrooms. So Polar Bear Hug is a good one. I often melt this in bedrooms this time of year. It's absolutely gorgeous. This one is also one of those ones that isn't going to be a boomer necessarily, but it tends to be fairly long lasting. So Polar Bear Hug is nice and long lasting. Winterberry Apple Tea is a shorter duration bar, in my home at least, but it does seem to be a good solid medium strength. Really nice. The next one I've got here is Cashmere Corduroy. This had been a new fall release 2 or 3 years ago. This one has Sicilian bergamot, it's got vanilla and cashmere. It is sweet, gently perfumed, and again, so perfect for bedrooms. You can do this in an open layout if it's a relatively, reasonable sized open layout. It does fine in my open layout, but I prefer this scent for bedrooms myself. It is so pretty. It's just pretty. It is, how would you describe this? It is cuddly cozy. It is sweet. There is noticeable vanilla here. So you have to be okay with those kind of vanilla cashmere type scents, but it's just so pretty. There's like a soft, gentle perfume here without being too floral or too aggressive. It's just smooth. This is a smooth, round scent. It just it's like a blanket around you. It's so nice. Perfect for bedrooms, especially in winter. So Cashmere and Corduroy. The next one we have here is good for those days where you're like taking down the holiday decorations and you just want to kind of get your space cleared out and freshened up, and you just kind of want like a clean slate. Just Breathe. This is a good one. This one has lemon, it's got eucalyptus and mint. And this one's also really nice for if you're under the weather. Again, it is not going to cure anyone of anything, but it will be comforting and soothing if you're congested. So Just Breathe. This one, I would say, I get mostly the lemon initially on the top. I'm a person who doesn't personally like eucalyptus very much, but I do like Just Breathe. There's not a ton of eucalyptus here. And it's not a very like nose clearing pungent eucalyptus either. It doesn't smell like Vicks Vapor Rub. There is a soft sweet mint, a little bit, quite a bit of lemon, and it's a clean, soft lemon. It's not overly sharp or like cleaner lemon. It's a clean lemon, but not a cleaner lemon, if that makes sense. Yeah, with that nice mint softening it, and just a little bit of eucalyptus there on the back. Very nice, really nice again for January, or when you just kind of want your space cleaned and refreshed. I know I'm at the point in the season now where I love my decorations, I do, but everywhere I look there's Christmas stuff, and it's just starting to like make my skin crawl a little bit. Like I just need things put away so that there's less visual clutter. I don't know if anyone else gets like that, but this time of year I definitely get like that. So it's going to be time to pack this all away here pretty soon. And then keeping on the kind of clean, fresh trend here, we have Jammy Time. This one is a very strong for your very largest open layouts, or if you want a very strong, long-lasting bar. Jammy Time is one of the best performers in the entire catalog. This one has freesia. It is a, maybe got some lavender to it. It's a strong laundry scent. It's very pretty, very long lasting, very good. And although it is a floral laundry, it isn't like your typical floral laundry. Like it's very different than something like lavender cotton or something like that. This is much more fresh and a little bit on the cozy side without having any vanilla. So sometimes you get these kind of cuddly, cozy laundry scents and they have quite a vanilla base, like something like Cashmere and Corduroy or Polar Bear Hug even. This is clean laundry and fresh and strong without any of those vanilla notes. So if you don't care for those notes, I would go with Jammy Time. Both, they're all good. This one is probably the best performer. Well, it is the best performer. This one is so strong. You can't kill this bar. It goes forever. I think this is my original bar when I first joined Scentsy still. It takes like one cube in a huge room and it will do it. So Jammy Time's a good one. Yeah, this one is just nice. And again, this one can easily do an open layout. I like this one for bedrooms or for laundry room, bathrooms, that sort of thing. But just very fresh and clean, perfect for this time of year. Then we have a nice classic spicy bar because again, it is still winter. It is still cold in most places. So we have Clove and Cinnamon. Now this packaging is from Scents of the Season last year. It comes in regular brown packaging in the catalog. But this bar is just Clove and Cinnamon. Yes, it is just very traditional. There's nothing complex here. It's a nice balance of warm clove and like a cinnamon stick cinnamon. Cinnamon here is a cross between like red hot and cinnamon stick. It's not like pie filling or pie spice cinnamon. So it's not bakery cinnamon. It's a little bit red hot, but also a little bit cinnamon stick. So the cinnamon there's that, and then there's the nice balance. I would say equal parts clove to cinnamon. Yeah, this one is just nice. And again, Clove and Cinnamon, nice and warm and cozy on its own. You can also mix this with bakery scents, with whatever else you want to mix it with to just make it, to kind of spice up and richen any other scent that you want to. The next scent I have here I think would pair fairly well with Clove and Cinnamon, and that is Rum Pom Plum. This is in our catalog. This one has plum, it's got buttery pastry. This one is just kind of like a nice classic bakery scent. It is a fruity bakery scent. If you like the idea of like a plum pastry or a plum pie or something like that, that is what this smells like. It has like the baked quality to it. It has like the crispy edges. It's got the pastry. It's got the butteriness of it. It has that kind of, you know when fruit bakes, it gets that kind of bubbly baked quality. This has that. So this is not a tart fresh fruit. This is a sweet baked fruit pastry. Very lovely. And again, this is just nice for winter. It's not overly holiday specific despite having a holiday themed name with Rum Pom Plum. It is just kind of wintry. You could do this year round, I think, but I like this one for this time of year, kind of late winter. And then the next one we have here is baked apple pie. Now again, this one is another one that you could do it literally any time of year, but again, fruity bakery. This is a soft apple pie filling scent. It's gentle, it's not heavy, it's not overly spiced. It is just kind of like a gentle, soft apple pie scent. You get very little crust in this bar, whereas something like Rum Pom Plum does have a noticeable buttery crust note. Baked apple pie has less of that crust note. It does have a bakery tone to it, but it's mostly the apple pie filling that you're getting. And a tiny bit of spice. This one is quite light to my nose and in my home. Your mileage may vary. This one is really lovely though. This is one that's just kind of a good one to have on hand. It's not one I melt terribly often because it's not exciting, but if you are someone who just likes to kind of stick with the basics, baked apple pie, and again, this one would also mix well with something like clove and cinnamon if you want to make it a bit stronger and a bit deeper. So there is that. The next ones we have here are ones that I don't personally have in my stash right now. The first one is Very Snowy Spruce. Now, Very Snowy Spruce and I don't get along personally. However, Very Snowy Spruce is one of the best sellers in the catalog for a reason. If you like pine tree scents, it is one of the best. So it's classic pine tree scent. If you don't like classic pine tree scents like myself, you probably will not care for Very Snowy Spruce. I had a few bars of it. I gifted them all to a friend recently because it's just not my scent, but she loves it. So I gifted them to her because she will enjoy them, whereas I will struggle through them. So Very Snowy Spruce, again, that is, a scent that you could use for the holidays. However, I think it also does have a really strong place in January when it's still, again, winter. We still have the snow-top trees. We still have all of that going on. So again, Very Snowy Spruce does do very nicely in January as well. And if you wanted to make it just more wintry and less Christmas tree-ish, you could add something like Winterberry Apple Tea to it and make it more just kind of like a berry tea winter type scent. The next one I have here is Alpine Escape. This one is it's one of our new releases for the fall winter catalog. It is like a minty tree scent. It's a bit fresher and crisper and cooler smelling than your traditional pine tree scents. So it has like almost a eucalyptus tone to my nose. And again, I gifted the rest of my bar of that one to a friend as well who likes tree scents. Again, that one is also a classic tree scent. But again, it is perfect for January because it doesn't have like the festive tones necessarily. It does have wintry tones though. So Alpine Escape is cool, it's crisp, it's fresh, it is woodsy in like a going skiing in January kind of way. It's not super festive, but it is very wintry and cold. So it's perfect for this time of year when we're still in fairly deep winter in January. And so nice cold weather scent. The next one I wanted to recommend is one that is a new release to our catalog this season, and it's called Pistachio Woods. It is nutty, it's a little woodsy, a little earthy, and again, nice for late winter, early spring. So I think you could melt this one anytime from January through March, probably, even April, depending on where you live. In my neck of the woods, you could melt it till June. I live pretty far north in Canada, and it's cold until at least May. So I could melt it pretty late in the season, but for most places, I would say probably until like late March. Pistachio Woods. It is nutty. It's got a bit of like a woodsy earthiness to it. I think you do have to be okay with that earthiness for Pistachio Woods. I like it. I will probably repurchase one bar before the season ends, but it's not one I reach for all the time personally. It is one of those ones that's hard to pin down in a space. So Pistachio Woods is a pleasant scent. For me though, it's probably better suited to small spaces because I've warmed it in my open layout and I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. It's probably better for smaller spaces like bedrooms. So I will have to try that in the future because in the open layout, it did get to like a light medium to medium strength, but it was just one of those ones that's kind of floaty and hard to pin down in a room, you know? So that is Pistachio Woods. I do think that's a beautiful scent for this time of year. All right, the other three I have here are honorable mentions that are going to be part of our Bring Back My Bar collection, which will be available for the month of January only. So if you're watching this video in future years or in future months, these next three bars will not be available. They are Woolly Slippers. This is a Bring Back My Bar scent available January 1st. This one has like marshmallow and lavender. And this one is kind of just okay on cold. This one really blossoms to life on warm. Like this one, if you get this and you're like, I'm not so sure, trust me, throw it in a warmer, it will change entirely. It's just kind of a soft marshmallowy vanilla scent, but it has kind of like an odd undertone on cold that completely goes away on warm. It is so beautiful. If you are in any way interested in like a lavender vanilla or a lavender marshmallow or even a vanilla marshmallow, get yourself a bar of Woolly Slippers. This one is a nice performer as well. It's not going to be open layout worthy, I don't think. This one is like a bedroom type scent and it thrives as a bedroom scent. I would say medium strength easily, lasts a good day and a half or so, even into 2 days possibly. Woolly Slippers, beautiful. This one is going into my Scentsy club. I love this one. The next ones are ones that I have melted my bars of and I can't purchase more until January 1st, so I'm out. But they are cranberry spice, which has cranberries and spice. It also, to my nose, has like an apple note, like a baked apple and like cinnamon sugar. It is like a bakery fruity scent again as well. Probably more spice heavy than the other ones we talked about so far. But it is beautiful. If you like the idea of like a spiced fruity bakery, perfect for winter. Cranberry spice is gorgeous. The other one is orange clove pomander. Now, orange clove pomander is another one that does have a bit of a bakery tone. It is primarily like a spiced orange scent, but it does have like a dessert loaf type note to it too, like a bakery loaf, like an orange loaf with some gentle spices and that sort of thing. It is gorgeous. It's got a little bit of clove. It's got ginger. It's just gorgeous. So orange clove pomander would be my other recommendation. And again, I will be getting more of those 2 bars as soon as January 1st hits because I'm out of them right now because I've warmed through all of mine. Other than that, I would love to hear in the comments below what you plan to melt in January. What are your go-tos for this time of year? And what sorts of things do you feel like melting in January? Do you tend to go for the fresh and clean type bars? Do you tend to go into the bakery? Do you tend to go for spice or woodsy? I would love to know in the comments below what category you find yourself drawn to in January. For me, it typically tends to be like the kind of like deeper, richer, rich fruity scents with some spice to them, or bakery stuff with a little bit of woodsy here thrown in as well. So that is kind of my preferences for this time of year, and I hope that was a helpful video and one that was fun to watch. Other than that, I will talk to you next time. We'll see you in the next video. See you next time. Bye-bye.